Hello, Nancy. It's currently 7 p.m. and 16 minutes. I just finished my last class, and this is a summary of what we did last Friday. People are getting a bit sick around. It's not the coronavirus, it's different because I've checked the symptoms, and seems like you can have difficulties to breathe and lung infection, and so fever. So we don't really have that. It's more like, runny nose a bit, and get a bit tired. Weather is changing at times, so nothing to be scared of. We have different things coming from the school that tell us to still be careful, and so it's spreading. Apparently, the Chinese government didn't really reveal the level of the problem, and seems like it's way more important than they thought. And also the president has been giving speeches, so it's scary. So we have to be on the lookout, be careful, and so I come back to this theory concerning this laboratory in Wuhan, was opened built in 2018, and it's like a level 4 laboratory with very important viruses. And apparently, according to a French article, it's a different article. No, it's not a French guy. It's an Italian journalist, and he said that one worker from the laboratory left the facility with the virus on him and started to spread it around him. And they found the first cases 30 kilometers away from the laboratory. It was in a fish market, not in an animal market. And so this is the first cases. He didn't say when exactly, but it's very suspicious. So many people say that the animal market was the source of the virus. It's disgusting, and we have to admit this is a very disgusting place. There is blood everywhere. I tried to check a video. I couldn't even finish it because I was disgusted. I don't know. I don't understand how you can kill dogs. First of all, you don't eat dogs. Okay, that's just my stuff. Killing all these poor animals just like that, fresh, and I don't know, snakes and bats. I don't know. This is not my stuff. Anyway, but I doubt it comes from there. It's a disgusting place, not very clean, bloody, but there are suspicious activities coming from the laboratory, and they are trying to distract the people from the truth. Okay, so maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. I'm not a specialist, but I read this stuff from this Italian guy. I'll send you the link later. So there is a period of incubation. Most of the time it's like 2 weeks, more or less. Can be a week or 2 weeks. It depends. The virus is a very interesting entity because it's trying to survive. So it's gonna modify itself. It's gonna change its form. It's gonna adapt to different hosts, animal or humans. It's gonna try to survive as much as it can, and spread and multiply. So that's a thing. You told me that mid-December they started to find cases. Okay, and this is a French article, but this is not the one I found earlier, talking about the Italian journalist who found all these suspicious activities. Okay, and so we're gonna talk about all clear. Don't worry. But this is very important because this is some kind of a biological warfare to me, so we don't know if it was intentionally spread or it's just an accident. It's why is this virus now? If it's coming from this animal market, it's coming from that now. Why not before? And we had like similar flus before, viruses like the swine flu, the pig flu, the bird flu. And it's funny because it's just like, we know there are many facilities where, you know, places, factories where it's disgusting, and people eat that, they wash it, they bleach it, they do whatever they can in order to clean the meat and sell it to the consumers. But it doesn't provoke any viruses. Okay, would say, you know, the infected thing would be more like, you know, that would be interesting to see how a virus is created. How is it born? You know, after we can understand better. Because many people have misconceptions about what is the difference between a germ, a microbe, a virus. They have a lot of problems to understand that, first of all. But that would be interesting to check how is a virus born? How do you make a virus? How do you create that? You see? And that would be interesting. I'll check that actually. Anyway, I don't think I have it here. I'll just send you the link. That's going to be easier. So now, all clear. Let's go back to Adobe. I just found that something, you know, when I click on it, I have a bigger screen. It's just, yeah, not really paying attention to these kind of details, but now it's quite important. So lesson 2 are still there. We are finishing with the different expressions. Okay. And I'll go right away to, this is the first lesson here. Lesson 2, remember to pull an all-nighter. You study all night long. Okay. Let's go there. To burn the midnight oil, but it's an old expression. We don't really use it anymore. To cram a lot of information in your head. You bring a lot of information in your head. Or to cram something in a drawer. You know, you don't really fold anything. You try to push all your shirts in the same drawer, hoping it's gonna work. Okay. In the nick of a time, like just in time, you know, 2 seconds before the deadline. To be in hot water, to be in trouble, to have problems. My mind went blank, like I couldn't think. I couldn't remember what I've studied, you know. But it can be other things, like I couldn't remember the name. So we have another expression, not too far from that, is like it's on the tip of my tongue, that you've got the information, you know it's inside your head, but it's not coming out. Hand in, turn in, is like you give your assignment, your homework to your teacher. Okay? So be careful if it's a pronoun, the pronoun is in between the words. The noun can be in between or after, it doesn't matter. Hand back is when the teacher's has corrected the papers and he's give them back, or to hand them back. Hand out, when the teacher's gonna give the test, you didn't write anything yet, you're gonna start the test. So it's like a blank sheet of paper, or it's a quiz, it's an exam, etc. The handouts, it's part of the lessons, you know, can be printouts, can be a bunch of flyers, you know. Anyway, so this is, okay. Get an A on a test, okay, that was from the video from before. Okay. And to take the test cold, that means like you took the test without studying. Okay. And that doesn't mean you're cold, no, it's just like you didn't warm up, you didn't study, you didn't review anything, you take the test cold. I can't believe I got an A, why? I took the test cold. To do well on a test or not do well on a test, like good grade or not good grades. And so I do well in a class or in school. Last semester I did well in history, but I didn't do well in biology. Her parents want to talk to the teacher because she isn't doing well in school. How did you do on the test? How did you do on the test? I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I did okay. After you get your grade, how did you do on the test? I did okay. So you know it's for sure. So don't confuse this question with how do you do, the British way of, you know, of saying like nice to meet you. So Anne So it's a response that people use when they are introduced to someone for the first time and want to be formal. It's not a true question. And I'd like to introduce you to Jim Brown. Jim, this is Anne Carroll. How do you do? That means nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Some British, you don't do that in America. Don't waste your saliva. You can say, you can ask a question, how do you do? How do you do? Nice to meet you, nice to meet you. Okay? But it's not a real question. To take a nap or take naps. So, what time is it? About 2, I think. Why? I think I'll take a nap for a half hour, for a half hour or so. I'm really tired. The baby takes 2 naps a day. I have a lot of energy right now because I took a nap. To hit the books, that means you start studying. Okay? I have to start hitting the books for my exam. That means I have to start studying. You can't say that again. I agree with you completely. Say this only when you are giving your opinion. That test was really long. You can't say that again. I needed another hour. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. So, let me see if I can find, I still have a few minutes left here. So, I found the article, and it's fl24.net, I guess. Well, fl24.net. I'll send you after the link. I'll send you the link right now, actually. It's in French, but they say here, so complotism is like conspiracy theory or truth. The coronavirus of Wuhan was really created in a military laboratory. Okay? So they say more or less faire des ravages is like to spread aggressively all around the world. They say official statistics say that more than 2,000 people were infected. Total 56 people were supposed to die, but there was another version presented by this Italian journalist. Okay, so we have cases in Asia, in Australia, in the United States, and also in Europe. And the first case, Urban cases, was found in France. So the United States, they want to evacuate their citizens from Wuhan. And according to the Wall Street Journal, 1,000 people should be concerned. There are a few French also that are gonna have to go through the same thing. So the fuite is leaks. Coming out from this laboratory, according to this Italian journalist from this newspaper TGCom24. His name is Paolo Liguori. He confirmed in a sense that this virus was probably created in this military laboratory in Wuhan before leaving and carried by this infected technician working in this laboratory, according to this journalist and according to his very credible, sure sources. The deceased in China are like more than, there are thousands. So they said the first case, human case, was located in a seafood market in about 30 kilometers away from the military laboratory. According to gnews.org, the Chinese Communist Party admitted this accidental leak of the coronavirus from this laboratory P4 from Wuhan because of a human mistake. So apparently the government is accepting the accident, but anyway. So first, the Chinese regime rejected the responsibility of the outbreak of the virus on the wild animals, also the bats, commercialized in this food market, in Wuhan. But there are like pictures and videos showing people eating bats and la la la, all this stuff. They were trying to make this